Hey guys! So since I haven't done anything related to April Camp Nano Prep in the last few days, I figured I would make a work in progress video just to show you what I've been up to without having to put a whole bunch of non-April Camp Nano related stuff in a Camp Nano video. So, as we know, if you follow my Camp Nano series, I'm working on wrapping up 5 books and 2 edits before the end of this month, March. I'll go in order of those really quick to keep you in the order that I go in. So I did just finish writing the Manetti Horror Twins a few days ago, and since then I've kind of been trying to slowly work my way back into working on all of my other books. Writing Manetti felt like a job. Writing most of my other books feels like a hobby and doing something that I love. So it's kind of hard to make that transition, but I am slowly working back into it, and that is a positive. I wrote about 1,400 words in The Happy Face Killer this morning before I went to bed, and I'm working on wrapping up that chapter now, so that way I can post it, and then finally do a vote for the Alice and Jacob series name, because I have a few options for it, and a few suggestions for it, but I have yet to put a vote anywhere because I keep forgetting. But on The Happy Face Killer, I'm currently 32,313 words in, and then on Pittman's Legend, I'm 76,645 words in. On Mammoth, I'm 27,022 words in. That one is a Bo Austin prequel, and it takes a lot of work for me to actually sit down and do it. Writing Teenage Bo is one of the harder characters I have to write, because writing Bo is like pulling teeth when he's a teenager, because he's very awkward and quirky, and it's very hard to get straight facts from him, so, you know. But I am trying to wrap that one up ASAP. But for me, it's also hard because I already know what happens at the end because it's mentioned in one of the Bo Austin books. And whenever I know the ending to a book, it's very hard for me to continue writing it. Once upon a time, when I was still writing the original Kathy Baker series, I accidentally figured out the end before it happened, and then I couldn't write the book anymore, so I had to scrap all like 40,000 words and restart it, just so that way I didn't know what the ending was. So that's why I don't do much plot prep, and I just do character prep and taking notes and whatnot, because when I actually know the ending, I can't write the book. But Ashes in the Light, the first edit, is 21,634 words out of the original 35,061 words. I do believe the official word count is now in the 36,000s, but I'm not 100% sure. The goal this year is to self-publish. It starts with Goodbye, and then Ashes in the Light, because it's basically a tie-in story with It Starts with Goodbye, and then Cut to the Kill. So I have stopped editing Cut to the Kill for the moment, just so that way I can finish Ashes in the Light first, and then we'll see where that takes us. So The Chase, I have 20,942 words edited out of 75,181. The Chase has been very difficult for me to re-edit. I don't like looking back at my cringy work, and I don't like looking back at all of the mistakes that I made, but it is a good thing to look at those and say, wow, I have grown this much in the past several years. But with the re-edits, I'm not adding or deleting any scenes, because then I would have to make a new edition, and the people that have already bought the book would then be left out, and I don't want to do that. So I'm only changing dialogue and details, descriptions. I'm making sentences more concise, and I'm taking out a lot of the, like, she was standing across the room. She stood across the room. It's easy changes, but it does make a huge difference into how I have grown. And the dialogue has now been changed in most of the parts to actually fit the characters. So, like, originally, Jamal's character was pretty much just there to be the bad guy who also loved her but was still a bad guy. And now, in the edited book 1 and 2, and slowly book 3, he's Jamal Pittman. He's the guy that we see in his series. He's the guy that we see in the Bo Austin series. He's the guy we see everywhere else. He's an evolved character. He's more than just some black police officer. He actually has a character personality. He is a grown man who raises children, he loves family, and he happens to be a black man. Now his only trait isn't that he's a black guy. His traits is everything else, and he happens to be black as well. And that's the important thing when it comes to characters. You have to make sure that their race isn't the only defining thing about them, and you have to make sure that bad guy or good guy isn't the only thing defining about them. They do have to be evolved, and when you're first starting out, that can be very, very difficult, but once you continue writing, and if you read a lot and you pick out the good characters versus the bad characters and who's more evolved, it really helps in your own writing, and it really helps you eventually figure out how to actually evolve characters successfully. That's my little tip for the day. So then we have Macabre Red, which is book 3 in the Red series. 22,967 words out of what was originally supposed to be 21,000, just because I had a very low bar set for that one. But I'm hoping that one will eventually reach 40,000 as well. Kind of depends on how this month goes. So then we have Hosting Game, which is book 3 of the Paranormal Detective series. This is the only book in the Paranormal Detective series that is a brand new book instead of a rewrite. And so far I'm only about 2,000 words in. I still haven't posted the final chapter of book 2 because I've been putting it off until I have a few chapters written of the Hosting Game. I only have 1 chapter written of that, and I wrote about, what was it? Like, yeah, I wrote 100 words in it last night. So it's very hard for me because I did make myself hate these characters with the first write of the Paranormal Detective series, and making myself love them has been a very difficult process, and I'm slowly getting there. It's just taking a very long time. So, you know, but I'm trying. The only other thing that I've really done, I'm going to move this really quick. There we go. Is this. This is where I'm keeping track of all of the victims of the vigilante in the Bo Austin and Bo Austin Taylor series. So that way I have it, and this is how Bo is writing it in his notebook, so that's why I've designed it this way and not the way that I normally would. But it helped me keep track of things, and it makes sure that I don't forget names or details or where they were killed or when and all of that fun jazz. But I think that's about it. I still have research to do on Allison Jacobs series, and I still have research to do on the Pittman series. I still have characters to do for all of them. I still have a whole bunch of things to do for actual April Camp Nano prep, and I'm going to hopefully do that today. I'm trying to power through all of these books today, write at least, you know, a solid 500 to 1,000 words in each and every one of them. Hopefully a chapter in each and every one of them, but if not, then whatever, you know, roll with the changes and whatnot. But I'm hoping that I can get through all of them today, and then I will hopefully get back to April Camp Nano stuff and start doing character prep and character planning and writing synopses for all of them, and we'll just see where that goes. And if I successfully write everything today, then I will go back to April Camp Nano stuff, and then you guys will have a April Camp Nano video very, very soon. So I hope that's the case. I'm hoping that I can do some stuff on all of the books that I'll be working on next month, because I definitely would like a little jump start there. But we'll see, and hopefully I will see you guys soon for April Camp Nano's prep videos. Bye for now.